Hello! Today I'm not really here doing a 3D game art tutorial, I'm just here to show you guys how to use some add-ons I've made for this kit, the Complete Physics Platformer kit. It's a really nice package for you if you want to make a physics platformer but you don't know much about game making in Unity. It comes bundled with lots of functionality you can use straight out of the box. So over here you can run around and using real physics, jump around, grab objects, throw objects. It's a really nice kit, but it misses some functionality, so like you don't have any punching or attacking, you can't like jump on top of enemies, it comes with enemies. But there's lots of things that are missing from it, and I thought like I can just add some functionality myself. So I made some add-ons for this kit, and I posted it here on the topic for the kit on Unity forums, because I was doing Brable and I'm using this kit for Brable. So for each thing I was doing for Brable, I added a little package here, a little script here, wall jump. So some people were asking about how to implement this, despite I explaining it on the topic, so I'm just gonna do a quick video explaining how to import each of these. So I'm just gonna first download all the scripts and put into Unity, and I'm gonna explain each one. Okay, so let's get started. First, the simple player melee attack. We'll drop into our player melee attack over here. So just grab it and throw it into the player. It's over here. If you press play, by default, he'll be karate chopping everything with the arms throw animation. If you want to choose his own different trigger box, so like if I want him to be able to do damage farther away, I'm gonna create an attack box. So this will be my attack box. I'll call it attack box. And I will plug this in here on player melee. We'll punch hitbox, attack box. Do not use the grab box. If you use the grab box, you won't be able to grab anything anymore. You can change the punch damage here, the height, the force. So let's make it even more powerful. Let's test this now. Woo! As you can see, he will attack from farther away too. So yeah, that's how you implement the melee attack. So there are two parts for the projectile shooter. One is the script for the projectile and one's the script for the player shooting it. But if you want to have an enemy shooting projectiles too, you shouldn't use this one, the projectile component here. You should just use the projectile component on the simple enemy projectile shooter. So download this one instead. Okay? So I'm just gonna drop over here player ranged into my player. Cannot add this because it doesn't match the name of the class. So when this happens, because the name of the class here is different than the name I downloaded, so I'm just gonna rename it to player ranged. As you can see over here, public class player ranged. And let's add this now. Okay, so now I managed to add this. So if he doesn't have projectile object or spawn position, he just assume one, or otherwise you can specify it. But now I'm not gonna add any. So he will shoot this ball over here. I could make my own script, my projectile. Let's make a different projectile. I'm gonna create a cylinder maybe? Yeah, cylinder, because that makes sense. Just so you can make any. I'm gonna add over here my script projectile. Of course the name is not right, so I'm just gonna rename it script projectile. There's my capsule cylinder. Okay. I'm gonna make a prefab of this. This is my projectile. Don't want this. Just add this over here. If I want a special position for the projectile to spawn in, I'll just add over here like a spawner or something. And just position it wherever you want your projectile to come out of. Then you plug this in here, spawner position. Okay. Something's wrong. There's no rigid body. Of course I need to add a rigid body to my cylinder. So let's add component, physics, rigid body. It's kinematic and won't use gravity, that's important. Okay. Now I'm shooting cylinders at my enemies. Oh. Okay, so that's implemented. Okay, so let's implement the double jump. Just gonna drop the double jump enabler over here. You can choose whether you want to only be able to double jump if you're before reaching the maximum height, or if you untoggle this, you can only double jump if before reaching maximum height. After that you can't double jump anymore, and that's implemented. Next up is the simple enemy projectile shooter. So I'll grab this enemy over here since he's close by, and I'm gonna add the enemy projectile shooter to him. Okay. So now he's shooting projectiles. You can change his projectiles and the cooldown. You can change the cooldown over here. So let's say he'll wait more before shooting projectiles. Another thing you can do is change the projectile display position the same way I did on the player. Okay. So to implement wall jump, we first need to add a new tag. So it's going to edit, tags and layers, and create a tag for wall. Oh, that's a layer, that's wrong. I want to create a tag for wall. Okay. So I'm gonna pick this, and I'm gonna say this is a wall so I can wall jump out of it. So on the tag here, I'll call this wall. And now I want to select my player and add the player wall jump into him. Okay. Don't mess with this. Shouldn't even have let that be public. Okay. And now I can wall jump. So yeah, that's how I implement wall jump. Okay, so now let's do some unstable platforms. First we need some platforms for that. Okay. Just make any cube or wherever you want. And drop the unstable platform into it. You can play with these settings over here. For now I'm just going to use it the way it is. So when I touch it, it starts to blink, and when it stops blinking, I fall. I can make this independent of the player, so it will just go away by itself and come back by itself. See? So like it could be like a speed challenge, so you can have to do it before the platforms come back or go away, and that's how I implement it. Okay, so this one's the hazard helper. It's to do with spikes or things that will come out of the ground to harm your player when he passes by or something. So first, let's find hazard. Where are you, hazard? Okay, just gonna grab this and bring it way over here, closer to my player. Okay. So I want this to be under the ground and for it to come up once I'm nearby. So first things first, I'm actually gonna make a copy of this just so I can know where my trigger is. We don't really need something to see where the trigger is. I'm gonna remove the hazard out of this. I'll call this my helper, whatever, just so I know it's over here. Okay, so what you want to do is to make a trigger. So let's say whenever I pass this, my hazard will be triggered. So let me grab my hazard, it's under the ground here. So for easy linking, I'm just gonna put this under here. Let's grab my hazard helper, I need to rename it. Hazard helper. I'm gonna drop this here. I'm gonna connect my hazard to it. Okay. So the new hazard Y is the new Y position it's going to assume. I think let's try 1.5. Let's try this and see how it goes. Okay, I forgot to put my hazard completely under the ground so it won't touch my player when I'm walking the first time. Okay, so walk the first time, then the hazard comes in and comes out. You can change the values of how long he stays and stuff like that over here on the helper. Where's my hazard helper? Let's go back to scene and select this. Okay, so I want this to trigger 0.3 to raise really quickly, then it will go down after 1 second. Okay, let's try this. Yeah. And it can also go independently of the player. Oh, let's try this now. The player independence is checked. See, it comes up, then goes down again. If you want to do a challenge where the spikes are continuously going up and down, let's see, time to go down, I'll put 0.5, 0.4, time to trigger, 0.3. Yeah, so it's always going up and down, okay? That's how I implement it. Okay, so let's make a cinematic, a simple cutscene creator. I'm just going to remove the hazard helper out of this, so I can use the same visual help over here to trigger this. Let's get our cutscene, simple cinematic script. Simple cinematic script, okay? Let's drop this here. We'll need to give it 2 targets and put the targets offset in there. So let's say I want to show this over here, this frame. So first I'll show that frame, then I'm gonna show, well, this, let's name this rope. Okay. Let's just put some random values over here. Oh, let's say 5 and 8. We'll see how that goes. I want this to go 0.2 and wait 0.5 before starting. Then stay there for 1 F or second, I don't know, whatever. and it will only trigger once. So I pass there, it will show one thing, it will show the other thing, then it will go back to me. That's how it works. So if I want this to get there slower, so let's put a 0.05, then it will stay there longer, 3 seconds on each. And it was too close, so let's try like 15, and let's get this farther away too. So let's try minus 15 on the second one, so it will kind of rotate around. Okay. So yeah, might want to get there quicker. It's not really. Let's try 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, it's simple, but it is kind of a cinematic cutscene. But yeah. Okay, this one is similar to the other one. It's to permanently change the camera. Some games have that kind of thing, so I thought like, oh, why not? Just drop this here, camera target changer, and we'll need a target for it. So I'm just gonna put it to target this coin here. And let's try minus 20, 20, okay, 0.5. So when it steps there, it should change the camera to that. Okay. So yeah, you normally want to find a rotation, an offset where you can actually see your player. This one actually doesn't let me see my player. It's actually pointing this way. Where is this even pointing? I think I picked the wrong coin. Which coin is that? Oh, let's try picking something else then. I thought I picked this one, but it was pointing all the way over there, so I think I'm wrong. Oh yeah, now I can actually see my player, see? So yeah, if I want to get control from my player back, let's duplicate this, and instead of using a target, let's set target none. Just say target is player. So let's say I step over here, my camera goes back to that place, and well, that is wrong. Okay, so I just want this one to be target player. Why are they the same thing? That's odd. Oh yeah, I got my inspector locked. So I was only messing around with one of the helpers. Okay, so I actually need to get on my camera the follow position, the target offset position. So I'll set the same over here, 0, 3.5, minus 7. Okay, so now my camera is locked. And now I got my camera back. So yeah, that's how you use it. Okay, so this one is constant rotation. So just change the name over here so it will match constant rotate, and just grab anything, like let's grab this platform and just add this component to it. Let's say rotate per minute 10 over here, and it should be in constant rotation now. So yeah, you can use that to make rotating hazards that hit the player or anything you want. Let's make this faster, 115. Let's make this go on Y too. You have Y, X, and Z over here, so you can go crazy with it. Woo! Yeah! So yeah, that's how you implement it. Okay, so this one actually lots of people want, because the ladder clapping climbing. Well, I don't really have a ladder, so let's improvise. I'm gonna make a quick ladder with this. First off, I'm gonna remove the collider because I don't want to collide into this. I just wanna... Oh, it's also not a pickup. This is not a step you need to make. I just want to have a visual representation of a ladder so I know where my ladder is. That's gonna be a one long ladder. Okay. Also make this a wall that I can wall jump out of, just for fun. Okay, so to make a ladder, first off, we need to go into tags again and create a ladder tag. Okay, like it says over here. I'm gonna make a trigger, so I'm gonna duplicate this and remove the mesh, just leave the trigger. Is trigger, yes. I'm gonna make the tag this to be a ladder, and I'm gonna make this trigger in front of my ladder. Okay. I don't want to go all the way to the ground. I want the player to have to jump to touch the ladder, because otherwise things can get complicated and crazy. And now on my player, I need to add my player ladder script. So where is it? Okay, player ladder climb. Player ladder climb. Okay, now let's test it. Oh damn it, I stepped on that thing from the other tutorial. Okay, I do not want you to be a camera changer anymore, okay? Now it won't change my camera. There. So yeah, you probably need to assign the animation you want for this, but that works. You can make your trigger for the ladder thinner. I forgot the name of that. So you'll be closer to the ladder, but I can't select it anymore because I don't remember which cube it is. So yeah, that's how I implement the ladder climbing. Someone said they had a problem where you couldn't climb more than once, like after you climbed once, that was it, but I don't seem to be running into that problem. Just works. Okay, so this one will make me speed up when I have a key pressed, in this case the B key. So let's see. My new max speed, let's make this really fast, okay? My acceleration will be 150 and my new air acceleration will be like 60, and I'm gonna become really quick when I press B. Okay, so I'm gonna stop pressing it. Now pressing it! Woo! I'm so fast, look at that! Whee! I'm so quick! Yeah, now I stop pressing. So yeah, it's that easy. You just drop the thing in there and configure your values, and that's it. Implement it. Okay, so this is the last one, it's one-way platforms. First we need to create a couple of layers. So let's go over here in tags and layers. I don't need this wall layer, I created it by accident. We need a layer for the character, and one for the character jumping up, and one for the one-way platform. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Now we need to go into Edit, Project Settings, Physics, and we need to toggle jumping up, the character jumping up, so he will not collide with the one-way platform. Character jumping up, one-way platform, no collision. Okay. Then we come over here to the player. We add the one-way platform enabler to him. Okay. We need to determine the layer number, so let's go back to the layer and see. The regular character layer number is 8, the character jumping up layer is 9, and the one-way platform is 10. Okay, So 8 and 9 is what we want here. The player layer, the regular one. Let's set this here, character. I think this is okay, just this character. So he'll change the layer when he is going up. I can set this if I want to double tap to go down the platform, so I'll use that. Now let's set that this here, I'll disable the unstable platform script. I'm gonna call this a one-way platform. So I'll go over here to layer and say one-way platform. Okay. I don't need to add anything to it, just change the layer of it, and I can jump through it. If I want to go down, I'll double tap and I'll go down. Of course, the double tapping works better on side scroller since that tap down doesn't do anything in the side scroller. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. When you're going up, you don't collide with the platform, and when you're going down, you do. So yeah, that's it. That's how I implement all the components I made for this kit. And if you like the components I made, if you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I'd love to have you as a supporter, and I'm always trying to do good things for the supporters and the community. So yeah, thanks for watching.